Understand that I didn't need to know everything in order to feel comfortable and confident.
LaDonna Lockard, the force behind Max Class, 50 plus courses, a custom LMS, and a team built for impact. She's not just redefining the industry, she's leading a movement.
Because I think for so long, I felt like I had to reach a certain pinnacle in order to be with certain people. And I think I ended up holding myself back significantly because of that. When you love who you are, when you're happy and confident, you no longer really care about what your credentials are.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Van Ornum back with another edition of Scaling Up Success Podcast, powered by Cynergists. Cynergists is your scalable operations company that helps you grow exponentially faster at a fraction of the cost. Check out Cynergists.com. Today, I have LaDonna Lockard on from Max Class. LaDonna, how are you today?
I am doing so well, Ryan. How are you?
I'm fantastic, and I'm so excited to be able to talk to you. You got so much stuff going on, but let's talk about Max Class. What is it? What you got
I
going
would
on?
love to. So, Max Class is an NMLS education provider. We are specifically working with MLOs, enterprise accounts, anyone within the mortgage industry. We can pretty much figure out a way to work with them. And when I say mortgage, I mean anyone who offers financing for mortgages. We rebranded recently, and it's very strategic in that my hopes, and I'm putting this out there by way of holding myself accountable in the future, is that we can branch into additional financial education. I really want to branch into real estate and insurance and just expand into all of it. So that's Max Class.
I love that. I love that. So, like, when you've been build this out for a little bit, like, how did you know, like, this is really going to take off? Like, did you have like that pivotal moment?
Yeah, great question. So, my background, I worked for another education provider in this same space for about 12 years. And I was their EVP. I ran their business development and really just kind of fell in love with this space, which is such a unique space to be in. Like when people talk about niching down, I'm like, oh, trust me, honey, I hear you on that. Like I found that niche and boy, have I gone after it. So when that company sold in April of last year, they were bought out by a huge conglomerate. I knew that that wasn't the path for me. I knew that that didn't make sense for me. I couldn't picture myself getting lost in a corporate shuffle again. We had always
Right.
managed to keep that company pretty small. So I thought I was just going to go back into real estate. I had gotten my real estate license in 2020, did really well with it really quickly, and then kind of got lured back away by that company. And so my intention was to just go back into real estate. Well, I flew out to Connecticut to meet with our biggest client at the time, one of my biggest partnership clients. And before I left, the woman who's now my EVP said to me, hey, look, I really think you should start to think about starting up your own thing. And I was like, I have no intention of doing that. I do not want to. I want out of this space. She was like, I think it would be such a waste for you to throw everything that you've learned away, all of your connections, and walk away from this. I just don't think that's the right decision. I was like, well, I hear you, but nope, my mind's pretty made up. I had already started to build my real estate back up at this point. So fly out to Connecticut, meet with that client. And after I tell him, hey, look, the company has sold, there are going to be some very real changes. He was like, what are you doing after this? I said, oh, I'm just going to jump back into real estate. He was like, I have an idea. And it was him who said to me, like, you need to start this up. you know everything that there is to know about this industry, and it is not an easy industry to jump into. I really think you need to consider starting up your own thing. Will be your first client. And
That's awesome.
it just, right? It was that light bulb moment of, okay, if I already have my VP in place who will help me build this thing, plus my biggest client already basically guaranteed for me, it just seems silly to walk away from it. So I knew that I was going to do it and be committed to it. It's been not even a year and a half. And thankfully, we're growing like crazy.
That's amazing. So like now that you've been growing like crazy, but everyone thinks like, or a lot of people think like it's all sunshine and rainbows when you're starting these things off. So like, how do you like, it's not that way all the time. How do you stay motivated during those tough times?
So a little background on the education that we provide. So much of what we did, and for the first year of it, all of our classes were live. And I did not miss any of our live classes the first year. So I just wrapped up my 54th trip since June of last year.
Wow.
I'm already at 25 for this year, and I leave for my next one tomorrow. It can get really taxing
Yeah.
and really grueling. And there are weeks where I'm putting in 80 to 100 plus hour weeks, right? These 17-hour back to back days. And that's tough. And that can definitely break you down, wear you out really quickly. But for me, the thing that keeps me motivated is knowing that I am building something so unique, something that is filling a void in this market that I've seen. And it's my name all over it. And so if this thing fails, I have no one to blame but myself. So I have no reason not to give it everything that I've got because I won't let it fail. It's me on the line.
And when you have everything that you have, tied into that, it's amazing what you can get done because you just keep finding that energy, that inner grit, that determination inside of you to say, you know what, I'm not done yet.
Yeah,
Even if I'm tired, I'm just gonna keep pushing through. I love that.
that right there, that inner grit. I love that.
So, what are you most proud about on this journey that you're on?
Now my pride has really shifted from, okay, well, two things. We just launched our online education and we had to build out a custom learning management system for it, plus develop all of the education that goes into it, which is like 50 courses at this point, and we still have another, I don't know, 50 more to go. That's a huge source of pride. And everyone who we've shown it to, I just got off a demo call. As soon as they saw it, they were like, it's beautiful. We love it. What do you need from us to get this thing going? So there's so much pride there of knowing that that vision that we had for it paid off. But really, the way that we conduct our events and the way that I watch the education click in people's minds of them now understanding different products, different areas of the industry that maybe they were a little confused on, that now they can take and utilize in their business to make them more money. That for me is hugely rewarding. That for me fuels me because we really are creating this master community of how to be a true expert in this industry. And that has been the fuel to this fire for sure.
That's phenomenal. I love that. And as you've been growing this out, like how do you feel like technology's played a role in scaling up your business?
Whew, oh my gosh. All day, every day. What was so funny was initially my VP, who is also our content writer and has so much pride around what she does. And I don't blame her. She works really hard at it. She was so resistant to AI.
Hmm.
And she and I had this huge conversation where I was just like, no, it's not that it's going to replace you. Nothing can ever replace you in my eyes. but it's going to make your job significantly faster. And the call that she and I just had, she was like, look, I think I might be too dependent on it now. Where it really has shifted how quickly and economically we can get to so much more. We have a 4-person team, and we're doing basically what 50 of us did at the company that I was previously with. And it all is from better utilization of technology.
Man, that's fascinating. And it really shows the productivity when utilized in the right way, how artificial intelligence can really be like an enhancement as opposed to like an inhibiting factor because people are scared.
Totally agree. Totally agree. I understand. I mean, we're all afraid of the robots coming and taking our jobs, right?
Right.
There's no guarantee that they won't, but the guarantee of you being replaced by someone who does know how to utilize it is 100%.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
just the world that we're living in now. It would be like going back in time and someone being like, I'm not adopting you to using the internet. Like,
Exactly.
okay, well, let us know how that phone book treats you. For the rest of the world, we're moving on. So that's how I feel about it now, where I'm just like, let's learn how to allow it into our lives in a healthy and progressive way so that we can become faster and more skilled at what we do.
That I couldn't have said it better myself. I love that answer and thank you for sharing everything that you have been sharing. It's been very grateful that you've been able to share that stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So like as you kind of see this the landscape of your business growing right now, where do you feel like the challenges are as you move forward?
Really, it's building a brand, right? That is such a challenging thing to do. And it takes time, it takes recognition. I thankfully, and again, this is not by any short stretches of effort. I was in an elevator last week in New Orleans, and a gentleman got on and he looked over at me and he was like, I know you. What's your name? I said, my name's LaDonna. And he was like, the famous LaDonna. You're building one hell of a brand. And that for me was such a huge moment to be like, okay, the hard work is paying off. People see it. They understand that I'm being strategic, that I'm putting my brand and putting faces to my brand that I'm proud of. That has been one of the biggest hurdles, though, is knowing that I'm up against these large companies who have been at this for some of them decades. But I'm coming in here as a scrappy new kid that I'm just like, I don't care. I'm coming for you. And this is how I'm going to do it. And I'm doing it my way. And I'm going to show up as authentically as I can so that people know that what they see online matches who they get in person. There's no gatekeeping between the two. What you see is what you get. And that feels really powerful to be able to step into that authenticity. And so I think for anyone who is, trying to build the brand that maybe it's feeling a bit more resistant, I would encourage them to lean into their authentic selves because it will happen so much faster.
Do you feel like the way that brands are being built now that there has to be this like organic kind of feel to it? Like it's the like Gary Vaynerchuk or Alex Ramosi or whoever that is the new person, but it's like the personalization of the brand as opposed to like Phil Knight from Nike has never been a like out front spokesperson. He's always had sponsors, deliver the message.
I think I think there's a time and a place for both. I do. I think some brands it is about the brand and they're able to build around that brand with select personalities, right?
Mhm.
And maybe that's where the sponsorship of different athletes come into the picture. And then you're really building on the image of that athlete versus for someone who is running their own business, which anyone who is entrepreneurial in their efforts, anyone who is a salesperson, you are building the brand around you. And so I do think there's a huge difference now of letting people get to know you as your brand. And for me, that is the mantra that I've adopted, where I'm like, I am my brand. It is, we are synonymous with each other. And so much of what I do now is intertwined with that. But in me taking on that attitude, my team has taken on the same attitude too, where now they feel ownership in the brand too. And so I think there's something really empowering about if that's the road that you want to take, if that's your vision for it, empower your team to feel the same way about it as you do. They'll find their voice, they'll find their passion, but as long as they're all in the same realm of alignment, and you surround yourself with the best people who really do reflect your vision for your brand, it all comes together in one big, beautiful, symbiotic rainbow.
That I definitely can see how that builds out. It's really, I think, since the last 5 years that you've seen this process kind of change over. Like even in the early adopters of social media didn't have that branding piece of their business growth in that respect at all. Uh,
Yeah.
it's
My previous company was a prime example of this. They built basically the entire company around one face. Well, now that that one face is no longer associated with that company, what do they really have?
right.
So for me, I'm like, I want it to be me, but I want it to also be my team
Yeah.
so that when you get one of us, you know you're getting the other.
I love that. I love that. So now let's flip it up a little bit here. As you've kind of, learned and grew into what you've built now, if you can look back and, talk to a younger LaDonna, what advice would you give her?
Think I would tell her to forgive herself a bit more, to be gentler, to understand that I didn't need to know everything in order to feel comfortable and confident in the rooms I was in. Because I think for so long, I felt like I had to reach a certain pinnacle in order to be with certain people. And I think I ended up holding myself back significantly because of that. And that to me lends into the authenticity element of when you fully accept who you are, when you love who you are, when you're happy and confident, you no longer really care about what your credentials are, or the fact that I, I don't know, that you didn't graduate from university in order to feel worthy, right? Instead, now I'm like, oh no, I can just be here based on the merit that I hold. Take it or leave it. If you don't like me, that's okay. I like me,
Yeah,
right? And that feels really good. That would be my biggest advice to little LaDonna.
that's awesome. Now, conversely, where do you see yourself in like 5 years?
Oh, I had better be in the top three providers in this space. I'm coming for it. I'm going for it in a big way. Big,
Love
big
that.
way.
Love that passion. Go get it, girl.
Thank
Very,
you.
very
Thank you.
cool. Very cool. So, are you ready for a little rapid fire?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So, here we go. What book are you reading, or like do you have your favorite podcast?
I do. So right now I'm reading Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I mess the title up every single time, but it's the oh now again I'm blowing it already, and I'm like halfway through the book, but it's the life-changing power of changing your mind or something along those lines. Don't come for me because I can't remember the title. I can never remember it, but brilliant book. Really right now I'm just into quantum theories and quantum time and loving all of that. Favorite podcast, so I do have the ones that I listen to that are industry focused, but I'll be honest, my absolute favorite is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. I am a huge Conan fan, like a massive Conan fan. And I introduced my daughter to Conan the other night, and we just died. We watched hours of it because I love him so much.
Conan is awesome.
I
Conan is
love
awesome.
him.
So, bucket list travel spot. Where are you traveling to?
I I've had Greece on my bucket travel spot for so long, and I do really want to see it. But I've heard phenomenal things about Thailand, and I would
Mm,
love the opportunity to make it there. To my own detriment, I have only been out of the country once, and it was to Jamaica. That's it. So I'm like, I need to expand a little bit more and get out there a little bit more.
I love it. I love it. So do you have a favorite drink like coffee, tea, soda, energy drink? What are you drinking?
I will forever love coffee till the day I die. However, because just some weird, funky heart things that I have, I'm a matcha girl now
Ah,
and I run on this stuff, run on it.
very cool. Do you have a favorite cheat meal?
Ooh, okay, full like context of LaDonna. I've been gluten-free for over a decade, was dairy free, but now allow myself little bits of it. I've been sugar free, as in all sugar, for the past 3 years. So if I cheat, it's like the world's healthiest makeshift brownie mix where I mix like peanut butter protein with cocoa powder and monk fruit. Like that's
Wow.
that's my cheat.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's the first one I've heard like that in our cheat meal discussions. That's cool. Very cool. So are you an early bird or a night owl?
I'm both.
You're both?
I'm both. I'm
Wow.
both. If I need to be up early, you can count me up at 4:30 a.m. If I need to be out and entertaining, you can count me out until 4:30 a.m. I can be both.
You just burn the candle at both ends. I love it.
Yep. Sometimes.
That's awesome. Well, you made it through a rapid fire. Nice job.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So if as we wrap this thing up, I could talk to you for hours and you're an amazing person. So, but like how if people are interested in your services, how can they get a hold of you?
Maxclass.com, maxclass.com is the easiest way, or hit me up on LinkedIn. That's for sure my preferred social media method. LaDonna Lockard is the name. You guys do a great job about tagging everyone and everything. So that's it.
Absolutely. Awesome. Awesome. Well, LaDonna, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on the Scaling Up Success podcast today. Thank you so much for being a part of it today.
Thank you so much, Ryan. It was a pleasure.
Awesome. Once again, Ryan Van Ornum with the Scaling Up Success podcast powered by Cynergists. Check us out at synergist.com. Once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode. And if have a wonderful day, everyone out there. Take care. Take care of each other. Bye bye.